Hey guys, it is Gayle. So today we're actually going to skip doing a vlog. I thought that instead we could sit down and talk about something I have been wanting to talk about for a while now, which is sustainability and ways that it has saved me money as a college student. And the truth of the matter is, sustainability should not cost you money. White mommy vloggers will try to sell you sustainability as if it's a lifestyle or a sense of fashion, when in reality, sustainability is often a direct outcome of poverty. Many people don't get the opportunity to choose sustainability. People don't get the opportunity to choose sustainability when many disposable products are marketed as being cheaper and more convenient. On the other hand, many low-income individuals and families are forced into a more sustainable lifestyle, not because it's what they've chosen, but because it's the only option. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have the opportunity to even consider sustainability, let alone choose sustainability, you have immense privilege. That being said, as a college student with an extremely tight budget, I want to go ahead and talk to you about some swaps I have made recently that I have found saved me money and were even better alternatives to the high waist options I was making before. For this video, I'm actually going to go room by room. So we'll talk about each room in my house and the choices that I have made that are more sustainable in each room. Sustainable options are a choice that I make because they save me money. But as I continue to make more swaps, I'm encouraged to make swaps that are non-convenient for me and don't particularly save me money, such as recycling. If you live in an apartment complex and your apartment complex does not have an option for recycling, you know that you have to take it to a drop-off, and it's a lot of work and it costs you gas. I am very new to the idea of sustainability. Literally within the last few weeks, I've gone and got coffee in a plastic cup with a plastic straw, and it's awful and I have to do better. But I feel that because I'm so new and I'm making these new decisions, I am going to relate to people who are just starting to make these decisions as well. Since I am a college student and we are kind of talking about the college experience, I will go ahead and say that if you are about to become a college student and you are lucky like I was, this is probably a time in your life when a lot of people will be supporting you financially, maybe your parents, guardians, grandparents, etc. I know that when I first moved out, my parents helped me get a lot of supplies that I didn't already have, especially like kitchen materials. And guys, this has only been 3 years since I came to college, and I barely have any of the materials that I bought my freshman year. Why? Because I chose more for less cost. If I had known what I know now, I would have definitely decided what is worth an investment for me, what items am I going to use forever for the rest of my life, what can I get less of even if it's a little more cost. For me, those items specifically probably would have been Tupperware. You can get Tupperware for so cheap at the dollar store, but if you want plastic Tupperware, you get that from like butter containers, takeout containers, stuff like that. I should have invested in glass Tupperware. That's something that I would still have today. Meanwhile, I don't think I have a single Tupperware container where the lid matches the container anymore. Also things like knives. I know that none of my knives that I bought my freshman year, no matter how much I sharpen them, they barely work now, and I refuse to buy new ones. If I had invested in a nice knife set when I moved out, I would still have it now and it would still work. So the first room we're going to talk about today is my bedroom. So let's talk about sustainable clothing. Fun. Now we know that recently I posted a try-on haul where I tried on some clothes from a fast fashion company. Boo. I suck. Here's the thing. Sustainable clothing brands are often very expensive. Now, if you can afford new clothes from that and new clothes are something that you want, that's an awesome option. And I will actually, in the description below, I'm gonna go ahead and organize this video, and any links that I mention here will be in the description below, and they'll be organized by room so that you guys can find them easily. But I'm gonna go ahead and link a few sustainable fashion brands that I think are good. But the most sustainable option you will ever face is secondhand clothing. Reduce, reuse, recycle. They are in that order for a specific reason. Reduce. We want to produce less material. By not buying items, you are not contributing to the production of items. Reusing clothes, buying them secondhand, is the best way to shop sustainably. And again, when we talk about investing in items, sustainable clothing can definitely be that. If you buy 5 shirts from fast fashion for the same cost as one sustainable clothing brand's shirt, those 5 shirts, you already know that they're gonna be trash after you wash them 5 times. They're done. If you buy a nice shirt and you invest in it, it's likely that it's gonna last you a long time, and overall, you really are saving money, even though for me especially, I have such a hard time spending money on clothes. So it is really hard for me to get in my mind that buying a more expensive shirt is technically cheaper than buying 5 shirts for the same cost, because they're not gonna last you, and guess what? They don't promote slave labor. The best part. Also, consider the items that you already have. I feel like sometimes items get pushed to the back of my closet, or I think I don't like an item, and then when I go through my clothes and I try them on and I put together outfits, I find items that I haven't worn in so long that I literally end up loving. Doing that every so often can really help you put together new outfits and kind of revive the items that you already have in your closet. So speaking of clothing, I want to talk about laundry. I feel like especially right now, I'm doing a lot of laundry. Like when I come home from work, I don't want to rewear the clothes that I wore to work. And I decided to go ahead and look into some options for detergent. Now, that's one of those things that I was nervous about swapping out because I didn't know if the alternative would do as good of a job. So I went ahead and tried soap nuts. So as I was going through options, I was considering making my own laundry detergent, and this was actually a more sustainable option. So even though I was nervous, I didn't have a lot of hope for these guys, I wanted to go ahead and try them out so that you didn't have to. And I'm gonna go ahead and read you the description on the box. Magic Washberries contains saponins, a natural surfactant used for washing. Saponins have been used for thousands of years, starting with the early Asian and American natives. These soap nuts are an environmentally friendly alternative to chemical detergents. Magic Washberries are a safe, natural way for those sensitive allergens to avoid harmful chemicals. Saponins are released after absorption of water, circulating the natural cleaning properties and removing dirt, oil, and grime. So this is advertised as being over 300 wash loads, and it says that this box saves 7 plastic detergent bottles. So this specific box came with 2 wash bags and 1 pound of Washberries. I put them in a plastic bag that I had. So this is the little bags that it comes with. It comes with 2 of these. All you do is open this up and throw a few Washberries in. The instructions that come with the box say place 4 to 6 Magic Washberries in the provided reusable wash bag and tie it closed. Drop the wash bag into your washing machine with your laundry normally. Soap shells double as fabric softener. There is no need to add additional fabric softener to each load. Remove the wash bag when the washing machine has finished its cycle. Set wash bag with Magic Washberries aside to dry or use for another load. Magic Washberries can be used up to 10 times. So now the moment you've all been waiting for. Did they work? Now I'm gonna be very honest with you in this review because I have seen a lot of people talk about these and swear by them. This is a switch that you have to get used to. I'm used to my clothes coming out of the washer smelling extremely fragrant. So I used this on a load of my clothing. I found that my clothes came out clean, but not with the normal fragrant smell I'm used to and have grown up used to. And I feel like that's probably a pretty obvious outcome. I personally am not going to choose to use these for my bedding because I want those to come out smelling really fragrant because I'm not washing them as often as my clothing, which I probably wash too much, but overall, I was actually pleased with the outcome of these. I ended up doing a load first, and like I said, didn't come out smelling super fragrant. I decided to do another load, and I threw in some essential oil that I already had laying around for my diffuser, and they definitely came out smelling a little bit more fragrant. If you're someone who needs your clothes to come out smelling good, this is not going to be the option for you. I would really consider looking into making your own detergent, and maybe I'll link some videos below of some recipes that I found were super good for that. But I'm honestly going to stick with these, and we can go ahead and I'll show you guys the cost options for this and how much money you save using soap nuts over regular detergent. So I'm going to talk more about the Walmart app later in this video. Obviously not a sustainable brand at all, but I do use the Walmart app to save a ton of money as a college student. So I am on the local pickup section of the Walmart app, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and type in laundry detergent. Now, as you can see, the laundry detergent here, so this is the first option. This is $7.97 for 107 loads. Okay, now let's look at the brand I usually use. Okay, so Downy is $10 for 150 loads. Now, these are the exact soap nuts that I purchased from Amazon, and as you can see, it is 300 loads for $10.95. Overall, I'm gonna give them like a 7 out of 10. I'm definitely gonna keep using them. If they help me cut down on the amount of laundry detergent I am buying, definitely a good thing for me. But I will continue to probably use my usual laundry detergent on my bedding. Not only is the sound going to be terrible in here, but the lighting is terrible too. I have dragged a lamp over here, but I wanted to get intimate. So the first thing I want to talk about might be a little bit gross to some. If it's gross to you, move on. We're talking about my period routine. When I started living on my own and having to pay for my own period products, I was shocked. It was one of those things that it's just so ridiculous. Like, we could talk forever about how the pink tax and everything else is designed to make women suffer. If you are a person with a period, it sucks, okay? It's already hard enough. I don't want to have to spend money on something so terrible. Not to mention, period products are typically absolutely horrible for you. Now, someone's period routine is a very sensitive thing. It takes a lot of work and consideration to switch this up, especially if it's something you've been doing for a long time. I want to touch back on the topic I spoke about earlier, poverty and its relation to sustainability. If I am a working single mother, I might not even have time to consider switching my period routine. I might not have time to look into options, to pick out options, to make the changes. I might be so busy that other options might not even fit into my routine. So this is what I mean by sustainability being like a lifestyle. No one should be pressured into making sustainable choices. You have to do what's right for you. For me, I was not willing to spend money on period products anymore. So as someone who always wore tampons, my first period swap was this little guy. Now this is a Diva cup. The silicone folds and it is inserted just like a tampon. Now this is a big swap for a lot of people. This takes getting used to, but once you're used to it, it is the simplest thing you will ever do. I will never, ever, ever buy tampons again. This little thing costs around, I think, $25 to $30 maybe. There are more affordable options, and there are also a lot of different cups that work for different people. I know people who cannot wear a Diva cup, but can wear different versions of a period cup. It's important that you find the one that's right for you. That includes size, materials, everything. I'm gonna be real with you about this. If you can't do tampons, this would take a lot of getting used to. It's not that you can't do it, but this would take a ton of getting used to because tampons are a breeze. This takes work. But as long as this is inserted in you correctly, you do not feel this when it's in you. You absolutely don't. But this is my holy grail period product. Whenever people talk about that they want to try it, I always encourage it. In addition, this cup can be left in for 12 hours compared to a tampon, which can only stay in for max of 8 hours. So this is a great option for someone who is super busy, has an insane work schedule. You don't have to think about it quite as much. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know about another switch I have made, which I feel like a lot of people would not be willing to do, and that is cloth pads. Cloth pads can be bought from a million different companies. They can just be thrown in the wash, super easy. Sometimes when I first start my period, I am not willing to put this thing inside of me. You can make your own cloth pads out of, if you have clothes that you're going to throw away because they're just not wearable anymore, you can't donate them, you can cut them into cloth pads. Sheets, clothing, anything you can cut up and sew into a pad, or you can do it the lazy way. I honestly do not even sew around the edges. I just have this cotton fabric, which was from an old plaid shirt. When I want to use it, I just fold it. And it's so much more comfortable than a pad. It just feels like you're wearing underwear. Obviously, other awesome alternatives include period underwear. I will link some resources below for period underwear, reusable pads, all of that good stuff. There is always chlorine-free and organic tampons, panty liners, pads. I will link below some awesome brands. 7th Generation actually donates the tampon tax. So that's 43 cents per pack. If you have any other period routine questions that refer to sustainability, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. I'm super happy to answer anything. It doesn't bother me because this is a real thing that real people experience. Everyone who has a period goes through this stuff. I personally don't get grossed out by my period in any way, shape, or form. All right, let's move on to our next item, which is toilet paper. I'm gonna be real with you. This is a switch that I have not been willing to make quite yet. I always buy cheap toilet paper, whatever is on sale. I don't have a specific brand that I buy or care about. I want to spend the least amount of money possible. There are a ton of awesome recycled or bamboo toilet paper options. I'm going to link them all below for you. That is a swap that I will probably be able to make soon, but I do find that they are a little bit more expensive than your average toilet paper brand at Walmart. And of course, there's always the zero cost option, which is just a little... That's a switch I have not been willing to make. If you are, props to you. I don't think it's that gross of a thing. Personally, it's something that I haven't been able to figure out quite how I could make that work for me. So the next thing that you guys actually requested for me to talk about was self-care. Something I'm not very good at. I don't already have a lot of self-care options. I do a lot of skincare stuff, but I don't really feel ready to switch some of that stuff. My skin is so sensitive that I'm scared to switch because I don't know how it's going to react. A lot of my skin issues are hormonal, so really I shouldn't be focusing so much on the topical treatments I use anyways. But you guys also asked me to talk about bath products. So for self-care, bath products, kitchen products, there's a brand that I am really obsessed with. It's called No Tox Life. I will link them below as well. They have a ton of super affordable zero waste options, and they are a mother-daughter woman-owned company. Love that. A great option for skincare if you are not interested in the zero waste options that are on the market is growing your own options. Aloe is really hard to kill. Aloe is so easy to grow, and aloe can be used in so many different ways. It's great for acne, great for your skin in general, heals burns. I just learned it can be used on anal fissures. So if that's something that you need help with, grow yourself some aloe, girl. It's also great for digestive health and stuff. All you have to do is snap off a little piece. It heals itself super quickly. I just snapped this piece off last night and it's already almost completely healed itself. You can see over here, these pieces have been healed. I love aloe, and like I said, it's super easy to take care of and you can use it for so many different things. Now let's move on to the kitchen. Definitely the place where I have created the most waste, and therefore it's the place where I have started making the most swaps. The first swaps that I made in my kitchen were paper towels and dish covers. So what I did was I took that same shirt that I made my cloth pads out of, and I just cut out some fabric that I now use as paper towels. Edges of them, it's not a big deal. My laundry room is located right in my kitchen, so I just turn around, throw them right into the laundry, and that's where they hang out until I'm ready to go ahead and wash them. These are just some of the things I keep stored in jars. I've got rice in here, got some pasta in here, tea in here. It keeps everything fresh, and it is so awesome if you have places in your area which sell bulk goods that allow you to bring your own container. Let's talk about grocery shopping. Reusable bags are going to be your best friend for low waste grocery shopping. I also made my own bag. Of course, the most resourceful way to shop is to grow your own food. I have begun a small garden out on my balcony of my apartment. In addition to using all of my leftover product jars as cups, I also recently acquired this little guy, and it turns any ball jar into a travel cup. I'll go ahead and link the Kapow website below. They even have options that turn your ball jar into a bento box. Now, obviously, I cannot talk to you guys about sustainability without talking to you about one of my favorite sustainable options and an art that I've dedicated myself to, and that is ceramics. I want to go ahead and shout out my ceramic Instagram, Bug Ceramics. I am going to be starting up my shop very soon and having my first launch. We will have to do an update about that soon. Had a little stuff go wrong. Whatever, we're still going to talk about Bug Ceramics because it's something that I am very passionate about and I am putting a lot of time, effort, and funds into right now to make happen. When it comes to Bug Ceramics specifically, I wanted to talk about the sustainability of ceramic items, especially kitchenware. Not only do ceramic items last longer, but clay and ceramic is a 100% eco-friendly material. I'm gonna go ahead and link you all to an article about More Clay, Less Plastic. It is an Italian project striving to replace plastic kitchenware with more natural products. In addition, Bug Ceramics is going to be using 100% recycled material. That means that any packaging that comes into my home, into my friend's home, into my family's home, I am going to gather and reuse for packaging for Bug Ceramics. Still gonna be cute. We don't have to compromise the cuteness of packaging here just because it's recycled. Go ahead and follow Bug Ceramics to get all of that information. So I just want to say a big thank you to all of you for going ahead and checking out this video. I hope I kept it real enough, and I hope that I've made it clear along the way that I definitely am not even close to doing good sustainability, let alone being perfect, and nobody has to be. It starts with really small steps, and that just gets your brain into this mode where you're like, I don't need this or that. Everyone doing a little bit makes a huge difference. Also gonna link below a channel that I have been absolutely loving lately, Shell Bizzle. She makes awesome videos on sustainability. She's given me a ton of ideas. Thank you guys so much for sitting down with me and watching my first sit down video. We are back to vlogs after this. If you guys have any ideas for videos you want to see, please leave them below. Your guys' comments are literally the reason I make these videos. I love having conversations online and getting to talk about ideas that are just swirling in my head all the time. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and subscribe if you feel like it. Like I said, check out my Instagram and all that. And I hope you have an amazing day. Thanks so much.